Tonight at 5, jurors in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial announced their verdict. And next, the CDC approves all adult Americans eligible to get a COVID booster shots. And later, see how essential workers from around the Northland will be honored tonight.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Rob Coles. Kristen and Briggs are off tonight. A Wisconsin jury found Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty on all 5 felonies. He was charged with for the deaths of the 2 men and wounding another one during a night of violent protests in Kenosha back in August of 2020. CBS's Michael George has more from Wisconsin.
The jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse.
Kyle Rittenhouse started to shake, cry, and then fell to the floor as the jury finished reading its verdict. Not guilty on all charges. The 18-year-old was acquitted of 5 felony charges in the shooting deaths of Joseph Rosenbaum and Anthony Huber, and for wounding a 3rd man, Gage Grosskreutz.
He has to get on with his life the best he can. I think eventually some anonymity will come back to it.
Outside the courthouse, there are about 50 protesters, and the moment the verdict was read, there were cheers from those in the crowd who support Kyle Rittenhouse. Even some passing cars were honking their horns. But among those here who believe Rittenhouse should be convicted, there was silence. Some told us this was not the outcome they wanted, but it is one they expected.
It shows that we can be gunned down in the street and there are no consequences.
What are your thoughts on the verdict?
I'm happy. I think he's not guilty.
Many continue to debate the verdict, passionately but peacefully.
If you had to fight for your life and defend yourself, absolutely. And I would defend you in that right.
You can defend me all you want. I'll never get out if I did the same thing he did.
The shootings took place during a night of protests over police violence against black people in the summer of 2020. Rittenhouse arrived at the protest with an AR-style semi-automatic rifle and told jurors he was there to help.
I didn't do anything wrong. I defended myself.
He said he killed 2 people. How do you admit it? How do you acknowledge it? And there are no consequences.
The jury had deliberated for about 3.5 days before acquitting the 18-year-old. Michael George, CBS News, Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's governor is asking the state to protest peacefully tonight. Governor Tony Evers argued no verdict would bring back the lives the men lost or the trauma experienced by Jacob Blake. The Democrat said Wisconsin has to work toward equity, accountability, and justice. Earlier this week, he tapped the National Guard soldiers to respond to any possible riots. And in COVID news tonight, within the last hour, Minnesota's governor announced COVID booster shots are available for all adults across the state. That means starting now, any Minnesotan 18 and older who got their first dose of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine is at least, or at least if they got it at least 6 months ago, they can now get their booster shot. All those who received the Johnson & Johnson shot are encouraged to do so at least 2 months after the first dose. The announcement comes on the same day the FDA and CDC also expanded eligibility. Now, those booster shots could make a big difference for our local hospitals, which are dealing with a big COVID surge here right now. Dr. Nick Van Dielen from St. Luke's is joining us in the studio to talk more about that. Now, tell me, what are you seeing in terms of your ICU beds and what's going on at the hospital?
Sure. I think it's important to know that our hospital is full at capacity. Our ICU has been full for weeks now. I think, you know, in our region, we have the highest 7-day average that we've had this year. It truly is a crisis.
Now, are you seeing any people who are, like, how this affects non-COVID patients? Are people having to wait to get into the hospital?
Yeah, absolutely. What we're finding is that, for instance, tonight it was reported that across the entire state of Minnesota, there are only 4 ICU beds available for transfer patients, which means that a lot of really critically ill patients, for any reason, including COVID, end up really being stranded in the hospital that they present to because they can't get to that higher level of care. And we're doing everything we can at St. Luke's to try and help work with our partners throughout the region But this is really, it is delaying care for many people who have a severe but not COVID-related medical condition.
And what is your advice for going into this holiday weekend for people, or the week coming up, for people to stay safe?
Well, I think at this point, given the very high prevalence in our community, it really is important that if you are not vaccinated and the people that you're around are not vaccinated, then you really have to think about not getting together this weekend or this next week. It's important to avoid crowds of people you don't know. It's important to wear a mask when you have to be around crowds of people. It really is a dangerous time for our community.
All right. Well, and any advice for people who are deciding on whether to get a booster?
Absolutely. I would go a little bit further than that. I would say if you haven't been vaccinated, there's a lot of vaccine. It is safe. It is the most effective way to protect your health and the health of your loved ones in our community. So get vaccinated. If you qualify for a booster, and now all adults do, get a booster. We know that COVID protection wanes whether you're vaccinated or you have native infection.
Right. Well, thank you so much. We have more information about the Northland's COVID surge and guidance from medical experts on our website. Now, if you've noticed rising prices at the grocery store or gas station over the last few months, you're not alone. Recent supply chain issues are impacting industries all across the nation. Here in the Northland, Congressman Pete Stauber and Tom Tiffany heard from local business leaders about how they can help. CBS3's Quinn Gorham talked to Stauber today to hear what he thinks is behind those industry struggles and how it can be curbed.
What's causing the supply chain issues across the country? Well, there are a number of factors, but industry leaders say the main one is a nationwide work shortage. Today, Republican Congressman Pete Stauber of Minnesota and Tom Tiffany of Wisconsin held a roundtable in Duluth with business owners from across the Twin Ports. Stauber and Tiffany claimed White House policies on unemployment, vaccine mandates, and international trade are behind the labor shortage we've seen across the country. The pandemic-related extended unemployment benefits ended back in September. Data shows there wasn't a significant rush in people looking for work. Data also shows vaccine mandates don't cause a significant number of people to leave their jobs. John Housladen, president of Minnesota Trucking Association, says a shortage of drivers has only worsened the international supply issues.
Truck drivers are not the problem, they are the solution. This is a dynamic system, and as users of the system, we are seeing supplies to our own industry being shut down, and similarly, as deliverers, we are being delayed.
Many industries facing similar shortages say early retirements, non-competitive wages, and supply issues also contributed to workforce shortages. Stauber and Tiffany hope to bring back the information they learned today to Washington, where they'll lobby for changes across the Northland.
And in a statement about the national supply chain issues, Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin says the recent bipartisan infrastructure bill and the Build Back Better bill will invest in American companies and cut through supply issues. Stauber and Tiffany voted against both bills. And Peter joins us for a quick look at the weather. Peter, what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, you know, we're definitely starting off on, we started off the day on a cool note, and that's basically continuing through the night tonight as well. Take a look at some of these low temperatures from across the region this morning. Most of us were in the teens or even some single digits, especially like Hibbing came in at 6 degrees for last night's low, 18 on top of the hill at Duluth International, 16 in Ely, and 23 closer to the lake for us here in Duluth. But then we were able to warm things up a little bit quite nicely into the mid and upper 30s across the region. 34 for a high in Duluth, 33 in Hibbing, 34 in Grand Rapids, and 39 in Superior. And currently for us here in Duluth, we are looking at 31 degrees with mostly clear skies overhead. And those winds are out of the south between 5 and 10 miles per hour for basically the whole region, which means we are kind of dealing with a little bit of a wind chill. If you have any Friday plans that bring you out and about this evening, could be talking about real field temperatures in the 20s now, probably the teens later on. And that's how the forecast shapes up for the night tonight. Forecast for tonight, temperatures fall back into the low and mid 20s with that southwest wind in place between 10 and 15 miles per hour. So it's going to make for another chilly night for the night tonight. But we have a warm up on our way, and we'll talk about that coming up in just a bit. Rob?
Peter, still to come on Live at 5, high school play season is in full swing. We preview a few of this weekend's shows as we take you around the Northland after the break.
Hi, Russell Nicolay, Nicolay Law Office. If you've been seriously injured, we can help. For the last 14 years, my office has been helping folks like you and holding insurance companies accountable. My award-winning legal team can help you and your family. Remember, if you've been injured, get Nicolay. We win or you don't pay.
At Prime Appliance, you don't have to shop early to enjoy huge savings, because our Black November sale continues through the end of December. This 5 cubic foot Magic Chef refrigerator would make a great stocking stuffer for only $2.99. Or stock up for the holidays with this 27 cubic foot Samsung French door refrigerator. Save over $500, just $21.99. Financing always available. Take it home today or set up delivery. Prime Appliance, it's the best place to buy your appliances. Let us prove it to you.
It's here. Our hearty and home-style menu is back, starting at just $8.99. Enjoy our classic pot roast dinner, pot roast stroganoff, fajita breakfast quesadilla, and more. And treat the family to a delicious fresh-baked pie from Perkins Holiday Bake Shop. Take one home or order online at perkinstogo.com.
Doesn't really matter who you are, where you live. You have a 20 family.
People reach a crisis moment and they don't see any other way out.
Suicide is the 4th leading cause of death for people ages 25 to 34. People struggle with it every day.
Hi, I'm Representative Tom Tiffany. If you or your loved one struggles with their mental health and or thoughts of suicide, no, you are not alone. Reach out for help and talk to someone.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
And welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Bentleyville, which opens for the season tomorrow. The holiday light display is back to a walkthrough experience. It's free, but parking costs $10. The gates open at 5 tomorrow night. Bentleyville will be open until December 27th. Now, Peter will be in with this week's full forecast in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a look around the region. Free Thanksgiving meal options for those in need in Grand Rapids and a holiday shopping bazaar in Moose Lake. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. And we start across the Northland tonight with a few ways to support local students. Several high school plays are now showing. In Hermantown, the Drama Club opened their performance of The Secret Garden last night, but have another performance tomorrow. In Cloquet, they also opened their performance weekend last night with their rendition of Beauty and the Beast. Shows there run through Sunday. And in Ely, they will also be performing Beauty and the Beast starting tonight through Sunday. We will have ticket information for all shows on our website. And next, we head to Grand Rapids for a holiday giving event. The Grand Rapids Rotary will be hosting a Thanksgiving meal next week for those in need, as well as pickup and delivery meals. For those interested in doing the pickup or delivery option, those orders must be placed by Tuesday, the 23rd. Otherwise, the in-person meal will be held on Thanksgiving Thursday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We will have information on how to reserve a Thanksgiving meal on our website. And we wrap up in Moose Lake tonight, where they are ready for the holidays. This weekend, the annual Holiday Bazaar at the Depot will be taking place from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. The event is sponsored by the Moose Lake Historical Society and promises tons of holiday fun. Over a dozen vendors will be on site with goods from cosmetics and decor to Tupperware and treats. There will be a bake sale going on to support the Depot as well. Now, if there's something in your neighborhood going on that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might get featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. And still to come on Live at 5, the Duluth Police Department honors some of their most outstanding members today. Details in a few minutes.
And taking a live look at Bentleyville on this Friday night, the lights are glowing and you can tell it's beginning to look a lot like the holidays, and the snow that we see this weekend might add to the ambiance. We'll take a look at just how much fall is coming up in just a bit.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
I hail from Canada, but I'm not a hockey player. I came here for soccer, but my journey at UWS has turned into much more than just an athletic endeavor. I have a lot to thank professors for allowing me the opportunity to have confidence in myself, whether it's on the field or in the classroom or on the campus, and I think that I really flourished. For me, my experience at UWS has truly allowed me to connect with who I am. You know, for such a small campus, I think it offers such a big experience. The name Superior truly fits this institution.
I know, but Mom, don't skip your recommended vaccines. They help protect you against certain diseases, so ask your doctor or pharmacist about any recommended vaccines you may need. Skip the other stuff instead, like, I don't know.
Skip the pants. Huh?
They're already doing that.
Nice.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Cully.
Yeah, so skip one of those mini Zoom parties. No, Mom, no. Not our Zoom party. I lost her.
Epilepsy can affect anyone with a brain.
It does not discriminate.
If you have a brain,
You can get epilepsy.
But here's something that's just as important to know.
anyone with a brain can affect epilepsy.
So let's use our brains to do just that.
Let's change the way people think about epilepsy.
To find cures.
Because if all of us can get epilepsy,
All of us can end epilepsy.
We just need to use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains to end epilepsy.
For you to learn something new every evening, we need to write something new. And that's why winning the 2021 Emmy Award for Outstanding Writing makes us smile. The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app. And now, your WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Peter Kevitkauskas.
And taking a look at today's almanac across the region, 34 for today's high at Duluth International. So just a hair below average, but tomorrow is a hair above average before the temperatures really begin to tumble heading into the weekend. Taking a look at Satellite radar right now, most of us are scanning things dry across the region, except for maybe the North Shore, where they could see a little bit of lake effect snow falling right now and through the evening hours as well. But most of us looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies overhead. And that's generally how the forecast shapes up for the night tonight as well. Most of us looking at winds out of the south, so would not be surprised to see a few additional lake effect snow showers, off the North Shore. But then as we head through the night, we'll begin to see the winds gradually shift out of the west, and that will mean the lake effect snow showers begin to diminish. As we head towards the day tomorrow, you can see the winds shifting out of the west even more, and even the northwest, which could cause some lake effect snow through the day, Saturday night and into the day on Sunday. And we're all actually going to see a little bit of snow for the night on Sunday, or through the afternoon and evening hours, generally starting off between 8 a.m. and then continuing through the afternoon hours. And with that winds now out of the north and west, you can see the lake effect snow showers beginning to fire up for the South Shore, basically from Ashland Points east once again. And how much snow are we talking about? Generally, it's not a whole lot. Off to the north towards the international border, that's where they're getting most of the snow for us here on the Minnesota side of things, where they could see maybe up to 1 inch or 2 inches of snow. For the rest of us, though, probably just a few half an inches, maybe up to a trace in some places. But then the South Shore, where they're dealing with a little bit of lake effect, lake enhancement, they could see up to 3 or 4 inches of snow just because the winds are out of the northwest off of the warm lake, giving them a little bit of extra snow down there for the day Sunday into the day on Monday as well. The other big story is those temperatures. For the day tomorrow, most of us are climbing into the upper 30s as well as lower 40s, so a hair above average, a hair above where we were today. But then as we head towards Sunday, things really begin to change. Waking up for the day on Sunday, these are the warmest the temperatures are going to be. Most of us in the upper 20s as well as lower 30s. Then through the day, Sunday, they really begin to tumble back into the low to mid 20s. And then through today on Monday, you'll see temperatures returning for the low and mid-20s across the region for today on Monday as well. Also, taking a look at these wind chills. So as we head through the day on Saturday, wind chills really not a big issue for today tomorrow. Most of us talking about real field temperatures in the upper 20s, low to mid-30s as well. But then as we head towards Sunday, take a look at these wind chills values for Sunday afternoon. As you can see, single digits both above and below zero. I would not be surprised to see a few places below zero for those wind chill values for the night, Sunday night into morning on Monday as well. But first, for the night tonight, temperatures fall back into the low and mid-20s with partly cloudy skies overhead. And highs for tomorrow climb into the upper 30s as well as lower 40s across the region. And here's how that 7-day forecast shapes up. We got the snow chance for today on Sunday, and then that cool weather sticks around for the beginning of next week. But then we slowly begin to warm things up through the middle portions of next week. So kind of some snow in there to kind of spice things up a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. Yeah, looks great. Now, millions of dollars was raised during this year's Give to the Max Day in Minnesota. More than $34 million will be distributed to 6,100 organizations as part of the annual giving campaign for Minnesota nonprofits and schools. This year's giving total exceeded last year, and it's the 6th year in a row that the previous year's record was broken. And millions of dollars is on the way to increase child care access across Minnesota. $160 million is going into the Child Care Assistance Program. It helps qualifying parents pay for child care by reimbursing providers. This additional investment will bump up the maximum reimbursement amount. And the Duluth Police Department recognized some of the standout members of its force today. 4 people were honored during the 2020 People of the Year Awards. The recipients were nominated by others within the department. Todd Shermer was named the Officer of the Year. He recently retired after years of serving the West Duluth District. Duluth Police Chief Mike Tuskin often gets asked what people can do to support law enforcement, and he has a simple answer.
The answer is always the same. It's when you have an opportunity, you see cops, you see people in our organization that do this work, that support this organization, nearly 200 people strong. Just say thank you, because that means the world to us.
The other recipients included Maya Carroll, Carrie Cronin, and Matthew Navanin. We have more about their accomplishments on our website. Still to come, Duluth's Mayor Emily Larson is honoring essential workers today. Find out more about her proclamation coming up after the break.
There's excitement in the air around downtown Duluth. When you think holidays, head this way. There's cheer to be shared by all. From dining out to grabbing a drink to finding the perfect holiday gifts. There's more to be merry about in downtown Duluth. Shop locally and share the gifts of downtown Duluth this holiday season.
I'm Dr. Yin Dong. I'm a cardiac electrophysiologist at St. Luke's. I'm basically the electrician of the heart. Anything to do with the heart signaling system, if your heart's going too fast, too slow, irregular, that's what I deal with. Especially within electrophysiology, there are so many amazing treatments, so much that we can offer patients to improve their quality of life and to save their lives. Seeing patients improve just makes everything so worthwhile.
Be a little bit brave. Don't ever be afraid to.
We've got a couple questions.
Do you think it's time for schools to reopen?
There is some positive breaking news.
We've got a lot of important new information for you and your family.
Kristen Vaki is as local as our evening news.
I'm from here. This is my home. I learned how to do a left-handed layup right there. At that hoop, that exact hoop.
Covering the communities she calls home too.
You know, there's nothing phony about it. That's who she is. She's just a natural at it, so I enjoy watching her because she's so good at what she does.
Leaders at Hibbing Taconite are scrambling, honoring family heritage and iron mining history.
For everything local, watch Kristen Vaki on Live Local CBS3.
School visits are an important part of kind of being part of the community outside of the TV station here. When I was in 6th grade, that's when I learned meteorology was it for me. Being on the other side of that now, for me being able to kind of pursue that, it's important for me to then be able to get back into the community. If I can go into a classroom and get just one person who was interested, or just one person who, you know, leaves there knowing like, wow, I learned something new today. For me, I did my job, and that means a lot to me.
Watch meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt weekdays at 5 a.m.
Heart attacks and strokes happen, even in the midst of COVID-19, and at least one will occur while you're watching this. Heart attacks and strokes are medical emergencies. If you experience symptoms of a heart attack or stroke, do not delay seeking care. Call 911 immediately. Hospitals are prepared and can safely treat you. Visit cdc.gov/coronavirus to learn more.
Coming up Monday on CBS3 this morning, staying friendly with the family during the holidays and a heated political climate, tips for staying civil in our ION lifestyle.
And the weekend starts quiet and seasonable. Then we end with some snow showers and colder temperatures on Sunday.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app.
Essential workers will be in the spotlight tonight as the Grand Marshals of the Christmas City of the North Parade. Tonight, Duluth's mayor is also honoring them. Mayor Emily Larson proclaimed it Essential Workers Day in Duluth. She says throughout the pandemic, essential workers have stayed on the front lines to provide critical services for the community. Larson expressed her gratitude for the sacrifices these workers and their families have made over the last year and a half.
Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your hope and belief in our community and who we are and who we're becoming, and reminding us of the very, very best that we can be.
You can see many essential workers as Grand Marshals of the Christmas City of the North Parade at 6:30 tonight in downtown Duluth. Residents and businesses in northern Minnesota and Wisconsin are being encouraged to spread holiday cheer. Registration for the 7th annual Christmas Lighting Challenge kicks off today. The contest is free to enter. Community voting for both homes and businesses begins December 2nd. Winners in Duluth, Superior, Cloquet, and Hermantown will receive a gift basket with prizes and gift cards from local retailers and a personalized award to commemorate their win. To find out more information on how to register, head to CBS3Duluth.com. And the decade-long tradition of the Gingerbread City event continues at Duluth's Nordic Center this holiday season. The Nordic Center's Lake Avenue windows will showcase gingerbread structures for all to enjoy. The event begins today and runs through December 19th. The goal is to share Nordic culture with the community throughout the holidays.
On this Friday night, Thanksgiving travel trouble, the new details on that powerful storm and what it means for your holiday. Plus, a cancer cluster in one community. Why are childhood leukemia rates in this neighborhood 5 times the state average? And what's being done to fix the problem? And we go on the road with the story of a 9-year-old who stole the show at his sister's wedding. The CBS Evening News is now just minutes away.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
You won't read about my mom in the history books, but she's going to change history forever. You'll never learn about her in school, but she'll redefine everything we know. She's not a scientist or a doctor, but she's going to help save a lot of lives. My mom works at Mediacom, and they're going to bring us one of the world's first 10G broadband platforms. Mom says, dream big.
Black Bear Casino Resort is spicing things up Saturdays in November with Oh My Gourd, I Won. 6 players will be selected each hour at 6, 7, 8, and 9 p.m. for your chance to win up to $5,000. That's 24 winners each Saturday in November. Start earning your entries on Sunday, October 31st. And for more information, visit blackbearcasinoresort.com. Get ready for Oh My Gourd, I Won, and make the Bear your place for gaming.
Visit Vendor Shoes and step into the European styles of Rieker and Ramonte. Try on a pair of these oh-so-cute shoes and boots and feel the comfort for yourself. Hurry, these styles won't last long. Vendor Shoes. We're located in Grand Rapids, Hibbing, and Duluth.
Think all Medicare plans are the same? Think again. With Medica, you can get a $0 premium plan with the coverage you need. Our plan also has $0 copays for primary care doctor visits. You'll get snowbird and travel coverage. Plus, you can save up to $1,300 each year on dental, eyewear, and more. Call 1-888-887-1151. Medicare plans for Medica. You're not just covered, you're cared for.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Friday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top stories and see what's coming up at 6. Tonight at 5, we learned the latest on Minnesota's growing COVID-19 situation. Just this afternoon, Minnesota's Governor Tim Walz announced that all adults are now eligible for COVID booster shots. Those who received their Pfizer and Moderna series 6 months ago are encouraged to get the booster, as well as those who received the Johnson & Johnson shot at least 2 months ago. And tonight, we will introduce you to one local family that is all the more thankful this season after the kindness of total strangers helped their young daughter through the battle of a lifetime. More on the importance of blood donations and how you can give tonight. And that is your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next. We will see you back here at 6.